Good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing today? I needed to take a break yesterday, y'all. And it wasn't even a real true break away from the junior case, because you're still online looking, you're still private messaging with people, and for the past 2 nights I was able to catch a live YouTube video with All Access Media. His name is Jay. He's a Bronx native. He lives in the Bronx. And he is also covering the junior story. So check out All Access Media News. Check out his YouTube page. Subscribe to him. He'll be at the vigil tonight. He's really, really involved. He's been calling the, sorry guys. He's been calling the district attorney's office. He wrote a letter. He's really pretty much involved, and sorry, he says he's not giving up and he's going to follow this through. So he did drop some bombs. Well, I call them bombs because I was not aware that Jason and Stephanie know each other. Okay. And he did share a picture, which I have seen before, and other people have private messaged me, of Genesis, Stephanie, Junior, and I'm not sure who else was in the picture. So, he did, they do know each other, okay? God, whatever. Whatever. For me, mentally, I just had to take a break. And he even says, from covering it, it's very mentally draining. And what doesn't help the fact is that every other day, it's a different story or whatever. I guess for myself, I was thinking back at other tragedies that have happened. Why am I so emotionally invested in this case? Mentally invested. I guess it's hard because you really don't know what happened, because you're being told, forget we seen it. Okay, that's number one. The big thing is that we seen it. Okay. But can anybody say they really know what happened, or they believe what they're saying happened? That's what I think is just the hardest. You know what I mean? If you see another young kid get killed, which we never want to see, okay? And you do have those tragedies where kids have been killed by stray bullets, okay? Telling us that he was just this squeaky clean explorer kid, lived in the Bronx, you know, just really great kid, and he just happened to be out walking and gang members killed him. That sounds very horrible. Okay, that's just basically what we've been told. Then how, I don't even remember, I'm so caught up in this and so twisted in this, I feel like I'm in the Twilight Zone. Then the sex tape. I think the sex tape was first for me. You guys can correct me, but I think that's what I heard first, that there was the sex tape put out, and that he was set up by the girl Stephanie, thinking that that was the guy that posted the sex tape video, and that's why he was killed. I think that's the first version I heard. I'm speaking for Erica. Then once the media got involved and all this other stuff really heavy, after they seen the public's interest, because I'm sorry, they just move on, because you don't hear them talking about nobody else. Then it was, no, he just happened to be out because he lent Jason $5, or gave Jason, you know, somebody called for money. And on his way home, he was walking, and somebody yelled out of the car. The gang members were riding by, and they said, "Sunset." And Junior heard that and started to run, and that's how the chase began. That's the second version. I really don't know what happened to this young man, and it really, really bothers me. I shared with someone in private message that I went to McDonald's. I know. I went to McDonald's, and this young kid, I swear, probably Junior's height, Hispanic young boy, curly top underneath the McDonald visor. And what did I think in my mind? That could be Junior. The kid didn't even get a chance. I heard, and again, this is all hearsay because I didn't know them personally. So let's just, because somebody else had to block them. Even though I took a break yesterday, I still had to block somebody because people are coming to my page for facts instead of doing their research. Okay, so anyway, I heard that Junior was looking for a job so he could help his mother financially. And I'm saying, wow, he probably would have got a job at a McDonald's or something like that. You know what I mean? When he was old enough to work, or I don't know if in the Bronx if they hire at 15. Now they changed. It used to be you can get a job at 15, but now it's 16. But regardless, that should be that young man. He didn't even get a chance to earn his first paycheck, or don't get me started. So every time I see him and he's smiling and laughing, always happy, every time I see him, that's what I think. I think that could be Junior. But it's just hard because you just don't know what's what anymore. You don't know what really happened. A life was taken and we really don't know why. And people could say, oh, you'll find out in trial. I guess I just don't have faith in the system because I've seen it let too many other people down. If you tell me how Casey Anthony, a young girl who has a baby, and all of a sudden this baby disappears, then she gives them, oh, it's with the nanny, a fake name. They go to the apartment where she says the nanny lives, is vacant. Her car had this foul odor. They tested it and it was human DNA there. Then the baby shows up. And I think they still had the sock or whatever they put over her face with chlorophyll, but then they find out somebody in her house was looking up how to use chlorophyll. And she got off. So please, don't start me with the Trayvon Martin case. Just in case you guys are watching that documentary, it comes on again tonight at 10 on the Paramount Network, okay? Part 2, if you haven't watched it. But you think of his case. I could name so many cases where it didn't end up how we felt it should. You just thought you had a slam dunk, or you thought it was going to be a conviction and stuff like that. So I don't have a lot of faith in the system. I don't trust the system. So we'll just have to see how that pans out. But a life was taken and we really don't know why. And if that is the case, that Jason and Stephanie knew each other, it just doesn't sound right. And I'm hearing more and more. And go ahead, people. Go ahead. He spoke on it last night, and a couple other people have been speaking about it. That is it possible that that Junior wasn't as squeaky clean? I'm not saying he was an active gang member, okay? I don't think that. But was he starting to? You guys got to understand, he's getting older. He's getting older and probably hanging around older kids. Somebody sent me a message that one of his good friends, Rocco Fame, he's on Instagram, and she said, check him out. That's one of Junior's close friends, and he looks like he's into the streets. And I went to his Instagram page, and I would think he was into the streets, okay? So we don't have the pressures that, we all grew up and we all did things and we all got involved in things as teenagers. But these kids have it harder. I am so glad not to be raising a teenager in this generation. I'm so glad. With all the pressures to keep up. And in that area, who knows if it was only a matter of time. Especially if he wanted money. Because, and I'm not saying he was poor, because in his videos it looks like he was well taken care of. But with the pressures what these kids have, to have the latest technology, to have the latest Jordans, to have the latest clothes, we don't know what would have happened if he would have gotten mixed up. But people are saying that he wasn't as squeaky clean. Someone private messaged me and said that she heard that Junior had been running up on boys with other boys. And I don't know if she said taking their hookah or smashing their hookah. I don't know. I mean, he was a teenager. Who knows what the hell they were doing? Trust me. I didn't find out what my kids was doing, and I like to think that I was a present mom. I worked a lot, I'm not going to lie. I was hustling, working, you know, doing double shifts and stuff like that. Their father was more hands-on because he only worked one shift. He told me, he said, I'm only going to work 40 hours a week. If I can't get what I want in those 40 hours, I just won't get it. But he knew he had a hustler. Don't get me started. That's another video, another topic. Another topic. But oh, the girl told me, somebody told me to put powder on after I put my foundation, and she thank God she told me. See, keep it real, people. I am in no means a makeup artist. I just, every day is a different experience, and I try to make it come out the best way possible. So I don't really, she said a translucent powder. I just have regular powder, but I always forget, or I just don't do it. But I will say I did it yesterday, and I like the way my foundation looked yesterday better. But anyway, y'all, we really don't know. I didn't know. I would say my youngest son started smoking weed at a very young age, 15, and I was devastated, okay? Because I had other family members that started off smoking weed and it progressed to crack cocaine. So that just scared me. And I'm not saying it's like that for everybody. You know, I know grown adults that function and smoke weed and stuff like that. Personally, I'm going to keep it real with you. I really don't consider marijuana a drug. Okay, now they're using it more and more for medicine. It helps with pain. It helps cancer patients. It helps people with a lot of different medical issues. Okay, I don't know why sometimes it blurs up. Anyway, so, but that's regular marijuana. These kids nowadays smoke loud. Okay, that's extra stuff added in it. All right, and when they don't have it, they get very agitated. That's a drug to me. I'm sorry. So when they start treating weed and changing weed and stuff like that, that becomes a drug. But if you do it, that's your business. I'm not trying to tell people what to do with their damn life. Shit, I can't even lose weight. So how the hell am I going to tell you to put down a blunt? But anyway, I didn't raise him like that. He didn't see, I wasn't smoking. His father didn't smoke weed. Hell, his father didn't drink. And I only drink on special occasions. You understand what I'm saying? So that's not the household that I can't say, where did he get that from? He got that from his friends. He got that from school. So, you know, and he said something last night. He told the people, All Access Media News, aka Jay, he told people last night, prepare yourself for what's going to come out in the trial. You know, I know, listen, I have been attacked if I questioned the family, if I questioned Leandra and stuff like that. And I've seen other people be attacked when they said something about Junior. It's not that we're against any of them. We just want to know what is going on. And it's hard when, you know, you're not really hearing the truth and then you start seeing things. So anybody's going to question it. And I blocked that person yesterday because, like I told you guys, I'm not going to be censored on my YouTube channel. Now, you could tell me what I can say on your channel if I come to your video. But you can't tell me what to say on my YouTube channel. You can't tell me how to think, like I told you. It's a lot of different brains going on. And that's why I love the dialogue, because other people point out things. And then that makes you think like, wow, okay. You can see things in a different perspective. Like, I think it was Margaret 1. She said to me, in one of my comments, okay, when I was talking about too happy about the gifts, she said maybe the gifts make her smile. Maybe the gifts, you know, that makes her feel good. The love and support that she's getting. And she said, Erica, even you at one point wanted to send something to her. And she's right, I did. I wanted to send her a card. I felt bad. I felt just bad. Shit. I really felt bad. I don't know what the hell. See, every day's a new day. I'm not a professional, people. I did feel very bad. I still feel bad. But then when you know, I wanted to make sure she got it. I wasn't going to just send something, you know, for somebody else. You know what I mean? But I wanted to make sure she was getting the item. So that kind of slowed me up from that piece. And I still want to send something. You know what I mean? I'm not against Leandra. I just don't think I could be doing certain things. And what angers me is her circle. You know what I mean? If she's asking them to post all these pictures, then that's fine. I can't tell this woman this was her son. That's his legacy. If she wants the world to see everything, then that's none of my business. But if people are taking advantage of her, and it just looks like the people around her are taking advantage of her, and she might not be in the right space to realize that. I have been taken advantage of. So I hate to see that happen to somebody else. That's all. I don't want to see nobody else look like a fool, because that has happened to me in my lifetime, and it's not a good thing. So that's where I'm coming from. You know what I mean? I'm not in her shoes. I did not lose my son, so I cannot even pretend to relate. And I'm not going to. I just question her circle around her, and I just don't understand how some intimate moments, opening the gifts, fine. Okay, she wants the world to see that I got what you sent me. That's no problem. I don't understand why it's not coming from her page. But why is it coming from, it just ending up on all, there's so many different Justice for Junior IG pages. And I believe most of them are started for people like myself that probably just can't, you know, have been touched by this tragedy. So they have started a page where they have extracted pictures, personal pictures of Junior from maybe the family, or I don't know. I don't know where they're getting these pictures from. But you see a lot of the same pictures on the same site. And nowadays it's so easy to take a screenshot and post the picture like you took it. So just, I just don't understand that. And then about when I said on the live, or I don't know when I said it, but y'all know I said it, about her leaving the hospital. I don't understand that part. And somebody said because she left the house in her nightgown and she wanted to go put on clothes. I just don't know if that would have been my priority, being that they told me my son was stabbed and that he was in trauma. Maybe it didn't click. She could have went into shock, because trauma means that it's serious. So maybe because she lived close, she ran home. You know what I mean? Hell, listen. I don't know why she did it. And she could very well be justified. I just don't know. We don't know what we would have been thinking. Or we don't know what we would have done. I just now, at this time, do not believe the mistaken identity thing. Like Jay said last night in the live, they had a chance in that bodega to look him in the eye. And if it was not the right guy, they would have turned and walked away. Okay, mind you, Sosa told them there's cameras, there's cameras. He feels it was a direct hit on Junior. Which means, guys, if they didn't get him out of the house that night for the $5, if he didn't leave to give Jason $5, eventually it was going to happen. It was only a matter of time that it was going to happen. And why it was a direct hit, I don't know. He even read quotes off of Stephanie's Facebook page. And her last post, I think he said, was July 6th. And she was saying that she's sorry. But I have heard about those posts where she has said, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say he raped me or whatever like that. But then they said that that wasn't her page. That was somebody, a fake page, saying this stuff. People are really sick if they did that shit. But we already know the way this world is going. It just is not adding up for me, guys. And I've said this before. Y'all heard me. When you don't have answers, you make your own answers. You come up with your own version of the truth when you don't know. And I don't know. I don't know what the heck is going on, y'all. You know, I just want to know, why was this boy brutally killed like that? Why did they want to kill him? So many people for one little boy. Junior was not big. From his pictures, he looked like he didn't even weigh 130 pounds. He looked like he was about 5'6". But that's just looking. His father's not very tall. Leandra doesn't look very tall. I mean, he was a tiny boy. Like, why are y'all going crazy for this tiny boy? And he also brought up a good point that Genesis knows more. Now, this is just me, okay? I can't speak for what's going on in people's minds, but does anybody else notice the body language between Leandra and Genesis now? Like, if you see them together, or like Genesis did an interview on Telemundo. I don't understand what she was saying, but she did an interview, and somebody private messaged me and said, just look at the body language. It just doesn't seem like a mother-daughter. And this is just me speculating, so please don't come in the comments. You don't know what goes on behind closed doors. You're right, I don't. Just look at the body language, as opposed to old family photos where you see with all of them together. It's just different now, okay? And my question is, they're saying that her boyfriend lived in the house. The girl's only 17. Why is your boyfriend living in it? But that's none of your business, Erica. Can't tell people how to run their household. But it just seems crazy to me. Usually the only girl, they're going to be very strict. You know what I mean? You have in-house dick. I'm not trying to... let's keep it real. I mean, your daughter's getting it in the house. I don't know. Very strange. But anyway, somebody else also private messaged me pictures of Genesis and Jason when they were boyfriend and girlfriend. And these pictures went back to 2012. And they were hugged up. At that age, she was going to be 12 years old. Like, who has a boyfriend at 12? But again, maybe her mother didn't have knowledge of this relationship. Who knows? I don't believe those. I don't know. Because she's 17 now, I know I probably look different. You know, you change. You know what I mean? When you like that preteen, and then you go to school, back to school in September at 16, and the boys are looking like, who's that? Because you just changed. So it is possible that that could have been her in that picture. You know, it's hard for me to say if that was really her, because people are putting out so much pictures. People are putting out so much stuff where you don't know what's true anymore, guys. You really don't. You really don't know what's true anymore. You don't know what's true anymore, but that attack looked too personal to be mistaken identity. So I'm gonna, Erica, not NYPD, not the prosecutor, I'm debunking that theory. That is not mistaken identity. They knew who they were going for. And again, Erica, you know, this is what I feel. He was lured out of that house. Either two things. Either Jason was an excuse to get out. So he told his mom, you know, Jason wants $5. He should have called Manny. First of all, if he was hungry. Because we know Manny feeds the homeless. And that's another thing. I was saying, oh, you were just stuck on Manny. No, I was having fun. It was for shits and giggles. It was hilarious. If anybody seen him feeding the homeless on Instagram, it was hilarious. If anybody's seen his little mini music video, it was just freaking hilarious. So yes, I'm trying to make light of this horrible situation, and I did. Okay, whatever. Either if he used Jason, if Jason really did call, then it's possible that that was the setup to get him out of the house. So he gave Jason the $5. Stephanie was in on it or whatever. And that's how they got him out of the house. Remember, Jason went with Leandra to the police station and told them that Junior gave him the $5, and then he said he had to go meet somebody else. Who? We don't know. And again, if I was a kid sneaking out, or most times when you're sneaking, doing something you're not supposed to do, you delete to cover your tracks. So he probably could have deleted a text message. So could it have been Stephanie, you know, that got Jason to get him out the house, and then maybe she hit him up and he was going to go stop real quick? Who knows? Okay. Or, I'm all over the place with my theories. That's how they got him out. They lured him, and that was the setup. Or Junior could have lied just to get out of the house. But my thing is, he was playing his PlayStation. Okay, he probably was having fun on a video game. And would he would have stopped? I don't know. They're saying he was playing his game. I don't know. I know my boys. I know the ex-loser who didn't work, who played video games. I know they really into those games. So I don't know. I think he was lured. But with these kids, you just don't know. You just don't know with these kids. You don't. Because I had no clue my kids were doing anything. Trust me. And when you're a parent and you work and you tired, these kids are quick. I'm so glad I don't have teenagers in this generation. I'm so glad. So, we just don't know what happened to this young man. And that's what bothers me, because we don't know. We know he was killed. And we just don't know why. And Jay also said he's from that area. And his opinion is that 911 was never called. He's saying the cops would have been there. He's saying he was on hold for 4 minutes. The cops would have been there. I say we never heard no 911 tapes. Any other case, they released the 911 tapes. You hear the 911 tapes. We didn't hear no 911 tapes. And also, usually, when somebody, it's a major case, right? High profile case. All the major news networks. This story even made it to CNN. I mean, they just covered it the one time. Don't get me wrong. I'm not gonna lie and say that it was on CNN. No, they just mentioned it. Usually when somebody's extradited back to the U.S., even if he's in PC, protective custody, they usually show it on the news. You see them getting off the plane in handcuffs and shackles. I have seen people extradited before, and those cases were not as high profile as Junior. I don't believe he's back here. I don't give a damn what they told you, because even, I think I seen the night before the indictments, they were saying that he was back and he was going to face the court the next day. We didn't even see him. So, I'm sorry. And that was on the news. I think on Pix 11. I don't have the time and energy to go back and dig it up. I know I heard it. And we didn't see him. I don't think he's back. That's just my opinion. I don't think he's back in the U.S. He's on the beach somewhere drinking a pina fucking colada. Okay? That's my opinion. Again, don't come in the comments. You gotta wait. They can't tell us. I mean, this is all my opinion, guys. I'm sorry. And I'm not saying I'm right, but I'm formulating my own opinions. From what I seen, that attack looked too personal. Okay? And deliberate. Alright? He just didn't have nobody to help him. And, you know, somebody on the live, I think he said everybody's a hero from their couch. You know what I mean? And we all can say what we woulda, coulda, shoulda did. And I've had people also leave comments saying, well, Erica, you know, nobody wants to get involved in a knife fight. And I understand that. I really do. Because I would be lying to you if I said I would have jumped in front of the blade. I'm going to be honest. I don't know what I wasn't there. But what I can tell you without a shadow of a doubt, I would have made sure that boy got to that hospital. I would have been calling 911. Those people can call 911 while the attack was happening. Okay? Somebody came outside and peeked out while the attack was happening. And went back in the store. whether it was a customer, whoever. You mean to tell me the customers didn't have phones either? The people taping upstairs, they were criticized, but someone also did make a good point, and I do agree. That's how they caught as many people as they did. They got the cars, they got the license plates, and that's how the police were able to catch up to the drivers and everybody else in the car. So maybe that was a good thing. But my thing is, all those people in the house, one person could have been taping, another person could have been calling 911. And after they were finished with Junior, they got the hell out of there. They took off. So where was his help then? We just have to accept that it was bound to happen, y'all. They were going to find him another day. It was bound. I mean, what else to say? I mean, when you're looking for somebody. But I don't believe he was in the gang. I don't. Do I believe he knew some bad kids or whatever? Yeah. But sometimes that's can get you caught up as well. You know what I mean? Birds of a feather flock together. That can get you caught up as well. But at 15, these kids, and the thing about these kids nowadays, they think they know everything. You can't tell them nothing. And they don't have any. One thing about youth, you don't have any fear. You don't really think about consequences and shit like that. You don't. You don't really think about consequences. You know what I mean? I don't know if they think they're invincible. I don't know if they think ain't nothing going to happen. But they're very naive. I know. I told y'all what my son said. I've been around the world. I've been on 3 cruises. I know the world. Or some shit he told me. Crazy. 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 Crazy, y'all. So these kids, I'm telling you, you can't tell them but so much. That's the problem. It's so frustrating. They don't listen. So we don't know what happened, but it's just horrible. It really is horrible. But as far as what I said, you know, before the weekend or whatever, about all the pictures and happy for the gifts, it just, I don't know, guys. It doesn't sit right to me. And I have to speak how I feel. I can't, and I'm not you, so we might see it differently. But I do agree that maybe she wants people to see, you know, since she's received so much, she wants to thank the world. And someone else said that it's God keeping her. It has to be, because I don't know, to see your son, who you were so close with, killed in such a tragic way, and to know that nobody helped him. Nobody. And I don't know if they're painting this squeaky clean image because he wanted to be an explorer. I don't know if that's why they're painting this image of him, that he was squeaky clean. And again, I don't know that he was dirty. So I just think personally. And Genesis did say on a very early interview, I think this was like day 2 or day 3 on the news, she did say that maybe he started hanging out with the wrong guys or some crap like that, she said. If you guys are following it, you heard her say that. Just that this young man is gone, and we just don't know why. And that's the most frustrating part of it. He's gone, and we really don't know why. And I'm not saying if you know why, it makes it any easier, but it just seems so senseless, so heartbreaking. Like I told you guys in the early video, right? And this is just Erica. I have to clarify that because people, you know, really go in. Some, not all. I thank you guys who let me talk and you see me for who I am. I'm not a horrible person or a heartless person. I have a heart. That's what drew me to this case. We hear, or we have heard about young people getting shot, getting killed, who are in gangs. And you feel bad, but how I was raised, and I was raised in the church, and I have heard, you live by the sword, you die by the sword, okay? And so you feel bad for them, but what do they say? Charge it to the game. And I'm not saying that nobody's life should be taken regardless. I don't think there's any penalty. If somebody's a criminal, then let the legal system handle them. I mean, it doesn't give anybody right to gun them down. But some of these gang members that have been shot and killed have taken life before. But then when you heard Junior's story, and he wasn't in a gang, he wanted to be a police officer, smile like an angel. Oh, his smile. He's a cutie, okay? A cutie. It just seemed like he was so loved. When you see his story, it just makes you, it just doesn't seem fair. That's just like that kid. I mean, I have heard of, I think she was 8 years old in Hempstead, New York, in the house doing her homework. She lived on a bad area, Terrace Ave, for those of you who know Long Island, and a bullet comes through the wall and just kills her. I mean, it just does not seem fair. Does not seem fair. I mean, doing her homework. She wasn't even like, being disobedient or being bad or what, you know what I mean? It's just, it doesn't seem fair. I don't understand it. The Nia Wilson, just coming off the train with her family and a white supremacist cuts her throat. I mean, I don't care what he did. I don't care who he was rolling with. That maybe Leandra had no clue, because these kids are sneaky. I was sneaky. Because I had to be. Because my mother was just, I mean, after my older sister, she got finished with them. They just ruined it for me. I had no chance. And which, to be honest with you guys, I'm glad she was. Because I got pregnant with my son at 18. Who knows? My mother didn't have a leash on me. Who knows? Please. Even with the leash. So, see, even with her tight leash, I still found a way to do things. Okay? That's all I'm saying. So, who knows? These kids have so much pressure. They have so much pressure on them. And you train them up to go left, and when you're not looking, they go right. So these kids, what the hell is this? Jesus, give me the strength. So we just don't know what happened to this young man. I'm sorry. And with these people pleading not guilty, unless someone talks, and Jay said he thinks, and a lot of people said on the live, once they hit them with those football score sentences, they're going to start talking. So maybe the truth will come out. Junior's gone. There's nothing we can do about it, but I would want to know why. So we're just going to have to be prepared to see what happens. What happens, guys. Prepared to see what happens. But isn't it something? Jason knew each other. Well, you know what? They live in the same community. I'm sure my boys know everybody. You know what I mean? Once you live in a community and you go to school with people, everybody knows everybody, so. So he will be at that rally tonight. It's the protest for the bodega opening. And he also shared that the bodega is owned by a woman. And it's changed names 4 times. And most likely these people are just renting the place, okay? She pays the taxes, she pays the mortgage, and these are tenants, and they're renting the place. So that's just like any storefront for my people that are on Long Island. They lease the store, So that's what these people are. So these are new owners. Not new owners, new renters, might as well say. And it's supposed to open today. I'm not from the area, so I'm not going to pretend to know. But Erica's feeling says that people will shop there. If it stays open and he prevails through the protests and all this other stuff, I think people will be right in there buying their Lucy's, beer, cigarettes, whatever they need from there. But the thing about it is, see, I didn't even really know the area that well. I said there's got to be a bodega on every corner. I drove through the city and you see, you know, every corner. And he's saying there are other stores. Someone else said there are other stores that they could shop at. So the fact that they said a community center and, you know, they're allowing that to happen. And then the money changed from 19 million to 18 million. That money's never going to make it to the community. I'm sorry. And the lies. Why? Nobody told you to hold a press conference, Governor. Nobody told you to hold a press conference and say that you authorized 19. This all these things people could put on their belt. So when you go to vote for them, you're going to say, yeah, Cuomo, he gave $19 million. All of these people using this boy's death as a come up. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And it's wrong. It is wrong. I'm not going anywhere today, y'all. I am going to do laundry. I know. Don't judge me. That is going to be done. But not till later. It's too hot for that crap now. It's going to be 93 degrees today. I'm just going to be taking it easy, y'all. Minding my BI. I will be watching. He said he might go live, or he is going to go live. So tune into All Access Media. He's going to be at the rally. I think Miss Golightly, if you follow her, she's going to the rally. And we'll see what happens. Let's pray that it's peaceful and effective. Peaceful and effective. The message of the people will get across. But I don't know, guys. Don't want to be a Debbie Downer. I don't want to be a negative Nancy, but I don't trust the system. I have seen too many times where you're promised one thing and something else happens, okay? Sorry, I've seen it. I don't have that faith that they're going to do what they say they're going to do. I think everybody's out for self. What is their motive for continuing to cover this story? What makes his brutal killing? I mean, there's been so many other killings this summer alone. Why did they, we seen that vicious attack before Junior died of the other young man that was stabbed on the Bronx River Parkway and attacked by that mob, okay? That was vicious. That was vicious, okay? I don't know. I have been on the Bronx River Parkway several times, okay? My husband works in the Bronx. I've picked him up from the Bronx. That is a busy parkway. The fact that that boy, I don't know how he got in the middle of it, and that boy had to fight them off, okay? They didn't talk about that no more. And then you tell us that, oh, some members of that gang, that they believe some members that was involved in Junior's attack was there. So why aren't you talking about that? Did you follow up with the kid, see how he's doing? Did you go to the hospital? I mean, why are they talking about this case so much? It's just, and don't get me wrong, I'm looking for any updates that I can get. So, but what I'm trying to say is nobody else gets covered. No other story gets covered, and it's a shame. I mean, we don't live on the West Coast, but that Nia Wilson story, they don't talk about it. I seen it on the news maybe once. And you don't hear about people anymore. But yet there's still, you know, I can't say everybody. Only Pix 11. And I call them the Hood News team. Because I really, they cover stories that nobody else does. So, I don't know, guys. I'm going to look for some lashes. I'm going to pause. Yep, guys. So, I just don't know what I believe anymore. I just don't know what I believe anymore. Where the hell is the glue? Just seems like a big shit show. So I did listen and take into consideration what people were saying about, you know, maybe the happiness for the gifts. But I will not take back anything. I don't have a changed opinion about Manny. I don't. He had a wrestling match over the weekend, and I guess he won because he was holding a trophy. I don't understand Spanish. And Junior's father was there. I'd shared with you guys that he was going to be doing videos. Not videos, wrestling matches. Now, he taped everything else. I don't know why he didn't tape the wrestling match. He must have got his ass beat. But he did have a trophy. But you know how they give participation trophies just for coming out. So who knows what that trophy was. Because like I said, I don't understand Spanish. So, you know, I don't, Genesis, I don't know. I said she's a kid, but I don't know. It's probably something more to her involvement. What, Jay from All Access Media News did mention that, the one that was at a party that Genesis and Junior were at, was the one that delivered the fatal neck wound. So he has seen Junior before. And I'm sure probably others. And who knows? I mean, Genesis has a boyfriend living in the house at 17. Who knows? Maybe she was with one of them. I don't know. This is just me, Erica. Please don't say facts. I'm putting my own, that's what the point I'm at, guys. I'm putting my own twists. Not my own twist, but my own theories together. Because this young boy, like I said, taken way too soon for what? And I'm not saying, even if it's true what someone sent me about him running up on other boys and smashing their hookah or whatever like that, or if he had friends. Check out Rocco Fame on Instagram. That's one of his friends. Or if his friends was caught up in something. Or if the altercation from the night before really did happen and they thought he was with Sunset. But Genesis said, why did they kill my brother? They knew that was my brother. So, who knows? Who knows? Who knows, y'all? We don't know. But a lot of people who say, well, just wait for the trial, everything's going to come out. Okay. You believe that if you want to. And if that's the belief you have, I respect it. But I disagree. I disagree. I don't think we're going to know the truth when the trial comes out. They already have their reason. Mistaken identity. We got you on tape. You killed him. Boom, here's your sentence. That's all. And if Sosa is ratting, he's the one who told them why they met up at the gang member's house beforehand, and their plan for the night was to go kill people that were involved, that were with Sunset, or fuck them up, whatever the plan was. Somebody told them that version. Somebody said that. And I really feel that's what they're rolling with. He said that that judge knows Junior's family and that he's a very strict judge and he's not going to be having none of that nonsense. I won't be surprised because let's be honest, guys. Do you think they're going to get a fair trial in the Bronx? The way our government and our court system is set up is innocent until proven guilty. You don't think anybody's going to ask for it to be moved so they can get a fair trial? Especially the young man. See, I can't pronounce all their names, so I don't want to say their names. But the one who dragged Junior out of the store, the one who said that he was just with them, he thought they were going to the party, he didn't know they had weapons. I think he could be talking to be honest with you. I think he could be talking to. But do you think his family, who hired a private attorney, do you think they might not, or his lawyer might not suggest moving him to another district just so he can get a fairer shot? I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised at all. It's just frustrating. All these different, every day is a different story. And there's so many stories out there. It's just like you just don't know what's the truth anymore. And I'm not going to, the truth is not going to bring Junior back. If we knew right now, this moment, what happened to that young man, that's not going to bring him back. But I think people's anger is coming from just not knowing. And somebody's, you know, the truth being withheld, that can frustrate somebody. If somebody does something to you, I think we'd want to know why. Especially if we feel that it wasn't warranted and we didn't deserve that. You want to know, like, why would you do that shit? You know, that's a question you would ask anybody. I don't know, guys. I hope everybody has a good day. Those who have to go to work, I do not. But I hope that you guys have a good day. And the rally is tonight. I will be tuning in to All Access Media News. I will be tuning into his YouTube page tonight, and also to see what bits and pieces that the news does show us, and hopefully washing some dirty drawers. Okay, but thank you for watching, guys. Let me know in the comments what you think.